I was watching a sermon recently, and there was a message about the devil. Um, when I was a kid, I remember uh, getting in trouble in kindergarten, and my mother being notified, and she coming up there to get me, and she would ask me about the incident, and I would say, "The devil made me do it." Now, every time I get in trouble, I would say that my mother, for some reason, this was like a key thing, and I didn't get punished if I said the devil made me do it. Um, Eventually, she did catch on. It didn't work the last time, but in this sermon, they were talking about desires. People have desires, and desires were given to you by God. But we choose uh, to focus those desires on usually the things that hurt us or isn't good for us. And I realized that though I do believe that we have an enemy, the accuser, but we give him too much credit and we give him more power than he actually has. Um, the devil is real, I believe, um, but so are we. We are real also, and the things that we do, we choose to do. We say the devil made me do this, devil made me do that, but in actuality, we chose to fall for the desires of our heart and make those bad choices. Um, it's just funny. You spend a lot of your time as a Christian focusing on rebuking the devil and Satan's a liar and the devil's a liar and all the things that we usually say in the rhetoric. And in actuality, the devil can only do one thing, and that's just tempt. That's it. He doesn't really have any authority to make you do anything. So when a minister gets caught in some sort of illicit affair and says, I was being tempted by the devil, and granted, the devil, he tempts, but he doesn't make you do anything. You choose to do these things, and that's when I find out that there's another enemy, and it's you. We're the enemy. We are our own enemy. And the way that we perceive ourselves and the metaphor of it being a movie, we always look at ourselves as the protagonist and that we are the good guy. We're always writing the people out to get us, and they're wrong. And in actuality, you're the protagonist and antagonist in your own movie. It just took so long to get that thing out of my head. You keep focusing on a external tormentor, and all the while you're tormenting yourself when you make these choices and decisions. I'm not saying that temptation can't be strong, but at the end of the day, no one forces your hand. You make the decision. You choose these things. So I just thought of a movement, hashtag, uh, instead of rebuking the devil and blaming the devil for the things that you're actually responsible for, how about you rebuke yourself? Hashtag rebuke yourself when you decide to make those decisions or turn down that alley or what have you. Rebuke yourself. It was weird at first because I did it today and rebuking myself, saying my name back to me after a rebuke sounded very weird. And it takes a bit of getting used to, I'm assuming, like most things. But it's worth trying. I think that once we start holding the actual person responsible or accountable, the changing process of our minds and decisions that we make won't be solely based on the desires that we want all the time. Once we can do that, then I believe that you can see God clearer and you can listen and obey clear and you'll make better decisions. Even if you don't believe in God, the mind works the same way. You reinforce it with the things that you say out of your mouth, and that reinforces your actions, your decision making is all based on how you think. You can rewire your mind, true, but you gotta hold who's accountable. And for the longest time, we've been putting everything on the devil, and it's us. If you believe anything in the Bible, and it says that everyone has born in sin, no, everyone has fallen short. And if that's true, then why do we keep saying the devil did this, the devil did that? And it's been us the whole time. Even if you go back to the Garden of Eden, the devil never made Eve bite the apple. Never made Adam bite it either. Never made them lie about the situation and throw each other underneath the bus in front of God. We did all those things. We did all those things. Every decision that was ever made, that was recorded, we chose to do that. Our hand wasn't forced. You gotta start seeing yourself as the problem. Because in actuality, in your own life, you are the problem. 9 out of 10 of the times, you have circumstances that you have to deal with. That's true. Things that you don't control. That's also true. But everything else really does fall into your hands. And granted, if we sit long enough, we can blame almost anybody or anything for everything that's going on in our life. But in actuality, you're in control of a lot of things that do happen, especially concerning yourself. You don't have to party, you don't have to drink, you have to smoke, you don't have to, keep bad company. But you choose, we choose to do that. And then we don't see ourselves at fault. You have to be able to see yourself at fault. In order for real healing to start. And I feel like once your mind is focused in the right direction, then healing can begin. And real change in your life can begin also. You have to begin because it's revelatory to me as I'm speaking how much of an impact this has. As a child, myself, you have no idea of these concepts, I just thought of a way to get out of trouble, and that seemed like the best thing to say to my mother, who was a practicing Christian at the time, and it struck a nerve. So, oh, okay, if the devil's making me do it, and I can't blame him for the action. And that was it right there. That was it right there. My mother didn't blame me for my own behavior because I said the devil made me do it. And the contradiction is within that statement by itself. And imagine if we all had that mindset. Oh, I killed this person. Well, the devil made me do it. Oh, okay. Well, let him go. It would be utter chaos. Someone has to be held accountable. That's why it's important not to stray off too much from topic, but it's important that doctrine is taught properly. The reason why most people don't read the Bible or stay away from the church is because of the improper lessons and the misunderstanding and misinterpreting of what the scriptures are saying. And it's just created so many divisions. But this is where I stand. I stand at holding myself accountable for the things that I'm responsible for in my life. If I wrong someone, I can't blame it on anyone else because I did it. There's no one making me do anything. I choose to do that. I'm not the hero. I'm the villain. And once you see yourself for who you really are, then you can become the hero. Then you can become the protagonist. You were the antagonist. And I think the sooner that we understand that, the sooner you'll see change, real change in your life. You hold yourself accountable for the things that you've done, you make amends, and then you work the process of change to not do these things again. And no one is perfect. No one is perfect. Once you start seeing your flaws, there's going to be a lot of them. It's going to take time. It takes time to identify and get help. There's nothing wrong with therapy. There's nothing wrong with talking to someone about these things. Everyone needs help. Everyone needs help. Every other video I said everyone is crazy. Everyone is crazy. So that means we all need help then. There's no one walking around here with everything all together. Nothing really holds your sanity. It doesn't matter how much money you have or who you are. Because these things don't mean anything when you don't have sanity and peace of mind. Once we understand these concepts, we can heal, and we can heal together.